YouTube, what's up? I'm Rio Janeiro, and as you can tell by the title, today's video is going to be tips, tricks, and ways you guys can find affordable clothing online, different streetwear, things like that. In the past couple months, I've been having a lot of you guys hit me up with lots of questions about, things that I pick up, how do you find this, how do you find that, and things like that. I've had some complaints, not necessarily complaints, more of like concerns about things that I pick up and the price points and things like that. Some of you guys feel that some of the things I buy are a little bit more too expensive for you. So the question I've been getting is, how can I find things that I can afford? Things like that, and still be quality. And that definitely makes sense. I mean, not everyone can, spend a couple $100s, on a garment, on a shirt, on a jacket, on a pair of pants, things like that. And I completely understand that. So I've came up with a lot of things that I typically do myself when I'm shopping. As much as you guys may want to think or not, I shop for a lot of sale items. I don't really buy too many things that's not on sale, but if not, I look for certain deals. So I think I have about 5 tips I'm going to go over with you guys right now. Tip number 1. Now, I know that sounds really self-explanatory and quite obvious, but I really don't think most people do this when they have the idea of mind of wanting to buy something. I think, as consumers, we get really caught up on trends and the hype with certain releases and things like that, and we don't really think about how much we're willing to spend on a certain item. But the main thing is your priorities should always come first, and I think a lot of us sometimes miss that because we get so caught up in what we want. We don't think about what we really need to do. The bottom line is a lot of us have different incomes, and different financial responsibilities, so we all can't do the same things. Like, I might not make what somebody else makes, somebody else might not make what I make. We keep that in mind, when you see somebody with a certain thing, you can't always want to go purchase that for yourself, because chances are you might not be able to afford that. So establishing a budget is definitely the first thing you always want to do when you're trying to find something you're looking for. Number 2, again, I think that's another thing that is self-explanatory and should be pretty obvious when you are shopping. The style you choose for yourself, or the style that you feel like is you, should be one that fits your budget. If you can't afford a $200 jacket, then you shouldn't be looking at the $200 jacket. It's just really that simple. But I think we all tend to do that anyway. When it comes down to it, if you're trying to shop outside of your means, then you've already lost. Like, the game's over for you, because you will not find something that's going to fit you. It is completely okay to take ideas that you see from other people and try to incorporate those into your own style and in a way that fits who you are as a person. Just make it your own. That's probably, when it comes to finding your own style, just make it your own. Make it what you like and know what you're looking for. That is really important. Tip number 3. This is probably one of the most important tips that I can give you guys. Prime examples. You have eBay, which is probably the #1 auction site to use and to buy and sell items. And then there's Google. Now, you might think like, well, how do I find things on Google? I just look up, recipes. I look up, how does things work and things like that. You can find anything on Google because it brings up everything that has been listed on the interwebs. For instance, sometimes I may, search or be shopping for a certain item, article of clothing, a garment, a pair of sneakers, whatever, a hat, whatever. I might be trying to find something that may be sold out on a website I'm looking at it on. I may have slept on release, may have just, not been thinking about it when it dropped, or whatever the case may be. Or I might just got to it late, whatever it is. Sometimes I might just, hop online, open Google, type some stuff in. What's going to happen is Google is going to bring up a list of a search from whenever the item was listed or mentioned all over the internet. Sometimes what I'll do to kind of make it easier for me is I'll go to images. I don't know if a lot of people do this or not, but I tend to do it. I use Google Images more than I actually use the searches, because whenever that item is listed on a website in its picture form, that typically means it's being sold or it's being talked about. So if it's being sold on a certain website, the picture will be in there, so I can go to images and find pictures of it. Go to that website that had that picture, and most likely you know, I can get to the site that was listing it for sale. It's not always still available, but you can know when it, you know, you can know where it was. And that helps me sometimes actually find pieces that may be sold out on other places, but this one-off place that maybe is not as known, maybe not as popular, still has this item for sale that people just don't know about. Google is a gold mine. I cannot stress that enough. I don't know what other. I mean, I've used Google a lot to find things, but I can't think of any other instances that I can just mention to you. Just try it. I mean, that's something like I say is just try it, and you will be surprised. As far as eBay goes, I think that's something that we all know about. I think we all use. I do plan on doing a different video of how to dig into eBay separately and find things that you're looking for. So that's going to come soon. I'm usually able to find what I'm looking for by just doing a little bit of research and investigative work. eBay and search engines are gold mines, so use those. You also have sites like Karmaloop, Plunder, and Jack Threads. Karmaloop has tons of different brands on there. You typically can find good deals. Karmaloop always has some type of code running to save money or free shipping or something like that going on. You can also use my rep code, REP31, to save money on Karmaloop and on Plunder. As far as Plunder goes, Plunder is a sale site that has time limits on most of the items. So you can find lots of different pieces on sale and be able to purchase them at that sale price if you catch it within this limited time that it's available for sale. Did that make any sense? I think it makes sense. I'm just gonna go with that. Again, my rep code also works on Plunder, which is REP31. So use that to save money on top of the sale that you already get. Jack Threads is another one that's similar to Plunder, sell site. You can find a lot of different clothing brands on there as well. They just don't have as many streetwear brands as much as Plunder and Karmaloop does. So use that as you would like to. I've got a lot of clothes off of Karmaloop and Plunder both, so that should be able to help you guys find some cheaper clothes in that way. Number 4. Yes, that's definitely what I do. On my MacBook, in Safari, I have a tab right at the top of my Safari, and it's called Shopping. Every so often, maybe once, twice a week, I will click on that tab, drop down every website that's on there, and I'll start to go through some of my favorites just to browse through and see what they have, you know, available, and see what the deals are, see what they're selling, or maybe see what the newest pieces are. If you do that, just make sure you check often and keep up to date with your favorite ones. I think that's probably the easiest thing to do when you got a lot of different places you like to look at. And just make sure you save all of those and keep checking them out. Number 5. This is another one that I typically do for a lot of brands and places like to shop. Just follow all of them on social medias, as far as Twitter, Instagram, and things like that. You will know when the newest drops are coming. You will know when they're having sales. And not only just that, if you have a favorite website, join their mailing list. Join their mailing program so you can receive emails for when they're having certain deals, they're having certain things released, things like that. Prime example, I'm actually a part of Ralph Lauren's mailing list, and what they'll do every so often is they'll have secret sales that not everyone knows about. So I got something in the mail that said the secret sale is happening this time and blah blah blah, this and that. So I just happened to get on that time, and I got 3 really nice pieces for cheap, and we all know Ralph Lauren is not cheap at all. So I got some really nice stuff by just being part of their mailing list and knowing when it's going to have sales. And last but not least, if you're on a extremely limited budget, some of these tips may help you, some of them may not. The best thing I can say to do, check out thrift stores. You can find really nice pieces at thrift shops. I'm not the biggest thrifter. I wish I did it more. I'm just kind of lazy and rather shop online. You can find really nice pieces at thrift shops, as much as eBay as well. Because eBay can be like a thrift store too if you just shop used items. But yes, you can save a lot of money that way. So I hope that definitely helps you guys. These tips are a lot of things I do religiously when I'm shopping online. I probably do them all like every single time I'm looking for something. I use every single thing that I mentioned pretty much in that order. I start with my budget first. If I don't have the money to do it, I really don't do it, because it could go bad. It could really go bad. I got bills. I'm an adult, and those things come first. I gotta feed myself. I gotta keep a roof over my head. That always comes first. So just remember that. Shop smartly. It's not a word. Smartly is not a word. Shop smart. Shop smart and be wise. And that's pretty much all I got for you guys. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.